Why do we play video games? We play video games to have fun, right? We play them to enjoy ourselves and run around and shoot other people and die and kill people and blow off steam, right? That's generally why people play video games, and I am very much the same way. I play video games because I enjoy playing them, but I don't just enjoy playing video games in and of itself. There's this competitive aspect of it. That's what really hooks me into a video game. That's kind of one thing that I'm super excited about after I took a break from TF2 back when I played when there was a competitive scene, but Valve didn't recognize it as a competitive scene. And I stopped playing, and I played Dota for a little while, and I played some other games. And I branched out into things that could actually kind of fuel my competitive drive. And recently I've come back to TF2, and I'm very happy to see that there's a competitive mode in this game. Now, when I've been playing it out, if you go back and watch my first video, and I'm not going to make you, obviously, but one thing that I kind of was a little disheartening to me was one of the very first game that I played. I was just asking about it. It was like, hey guys, like, what's the standard here? Like, what do we, is there like specific like optimal lineups? Like, 2 scouts, 2 soldiers, a demo man, and a medic used to be like the lineup, and if you're defending last, maybe a scout switches to an engineer or something like that. That was the lineup back in the day. So I asked, and the guy was like, oh yeah, but all the items, you can use whatever you want, and you can run around, and people play pyro, some people play heavy, and people pretty much play whatever they want. There's no rules like for like just regular TF2 competitive mode, and that, honestly, I found that a little disappointing, because moments like this, like right here, I'm having this 1v1 battle with a scout. He's dodging, I'm dodging. We're both trying really, really hard, and I win. I beat that guy. That guy is dead because of me. And now I'm gonna go to work on these guys right here too. They're like air blasting me around. I'm taking like 2 or 3 people's attention right now, not including my medic. This is kind of what I like live for, I guess, when I play video games. It's not just that they're fun for me. Sometimes it's good to blow off steam, and I like to just like run around and I'll play sniper even though I'm awful at it, and we'll just have some fun. But for the large majority of the time, that's not really why I enjoy playing. I enjoy this right here, where I'm just completely dismantling everybody, and like basically me and a medic are taking on 4 or 5 people, and as my team starts to trickle back in, this is like what I live for, is this competitive. I need something to drive me competitively, I guess, and to fuel those kind of juices, as it were. So, and needless to say, it was a little disappointing when it's just, we're like, oh yeah, people can do whatever they want, or just that what is optimal is not necessarily being used, I guess, is my problem with it. And that's fine. People can play around and have fun, and I'm sure I'll test new things, and I'll make stupid mistakes, and I'll play stuff that doesn't work, but I'll do it with the intention of I'm trying very hard to make it good, or to see if it is good. Right here, we're jumping into the next game of the competitive gameplay that I have laid out. This was a section of 3 different games, or 3 different matches rather, and the first one we won very handily. We completely destroyed those guys, completely dismantled them. This one will be a little bit different. I had a guy on my team that insisted on playing engineer with the, I forget what the weapon's called. That's you basically use ammo. Your ammo is your steel, not steel. Gosh, it's been a while since I played this game, and I just got back into it this past week. You guys know what I'm talking about. Resources, whatever it is, the building materials, and it was very frustrating to me. I'll be honest, I got a little upset. I got pretty angry at this guy because I have a spy and an engineer on a team, and I just know it's not good. I just, like, when we're trying to be aggressive, I don't need an engineer. Even a mini-century engineer, even though that's allowed in just like regular TF2 competitive, it's not allowed in like other game modes. Like, I doubt mini-centuries are allowed in UGC, or like whatever tournaments and stuff they have going on right now. I just don't think that it is. And I would have to go do research on it, but it's not what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for right here. This guy, Eyebuster, who's like challenging me, like forcing me to play better, because he wrecked me this game, and I can learn something from that. It's like I need to try harder, I need to play better, That's what I find fun. There's these scout duels and that satisfaction that you get, like, there, dang, but eye busters down, like I did that, and then like right here, and then I get some bravado and I'd go after this other guy, and then I get blown up. But it's okay, because I killed 2 people. I made an awesome play. I'm going to make another one right here. I find a medic way off to the side. Nobody around him. He's got nobody. Take out the medic. Medic down. And then I go back to the point. I'm telling my team, like, hey, get on the point. And then I save the whole match right here. I just got 3 kills by myself, and I'm the only thing keeping us alive on this point right now. And then my team shows up, and they're able to finish that guy off, because Eyebuster just juked me all game. And then we lost this round. So the next round's pretty much the same thing. We get steamrolled even harder. Part of it is that I'm a little tilted at this point, and that's something that I can be really bad about. It's something that happens a lot when you are trying really, really hard, and there are people around you that aren't, I guess. It's really easy to just like get angry and like tilt, and it's kind of a bad habit that I have from Dota. And that's another interesting thing, is I realized that I went back and played a game of Dota yesterday, after having played TF2 all week, just one game, and it amazed me how just rude and awful people are. People are absolutely, like, one little thing happens in that game and it's the end of the world. The game I played, we lost because, and it was simply because I had a mid and I had a safe laner that just had an awful attitude. You know, one bad thing happens, they, you know, first blood top, and that's it. The game is essentially over just because of his attitude at that point. It's incredible to me, and that's something that I think is very interesting about TF2, and I really appreciate about the community, is that it honestly does have a pretty great community. It's just a lot of people that just enjoy the game and want to have fun, and I think that's what I'm trying to discover, is that balance of I want to enjoy myself, but I also want to win really, really bad. And I even watched some of Banny's gameplay for the first time. I'm like okay, today I sat down, I was like, I need to explore a little bit and see what other YouTubers and what's going on in the community, and start figuring out what is actually good and what's not. So I watched some of Banny's stuff, and it amazed me how much, like, in a scrim, that him and his team are just joking around together. You know, there's a little bit of, you know, honest, like, hey, like, that was bad, you know, you shouldn't have done that, I shouldn't have done that. They're heckling each other a little bit, but for the most part, it was very lighthearted, and you could tell that they had, like, a lot of respect for each other. That's something you don't see very much in Dota. You see it from top level players, but I feel like you see that pretty much all the time from TF2 players. Obviously, there's the bad apples, there's the trolls, and there's the people that just, you know, that are just nasty and mean. But you're gonna have that in every community, and for a large majority of the time, people in TF2 are much nicer and much more willing to help, and much more understanding than other communities and other video games are, which is something that I'm taking from TF2, and I'm applying as much as I possibly can. So just for a little bit of context, for this third game that we got into, I had the same engineer on my team again. Not gonna lie, I was a little nasty to the guy. I was a little mean about it, but I basically told him, like, hey, like, we can't have a spy and we can't have an engineer. We're just gonna lose these matches. I ended up playing medic just because no one else wanted to. I used to main medic, so it's not awful that I'm playing medic. It's just I had wanted to practice my scout, maybe soldier a little bit. I want to work on my damage dealing classes and prove myself a little bit. But it wasn't awful, and I was able to do a lot of things in this game that will end up winning us this game. Spoiler alert, we lose this round. It'll be like right up here in a second. We end up losing this round, and it will go 2 more rounds. And we have to wait and see if we win the whole thing. I know this is going to end up being a pretty long commentary, but there's just a lot of stuff that I wanted to talk about. I guess next what I'll go into is, since I have your attention and you're actually still here watching my video, is kind of the direction that I want to take this channel. And a lot of it has just been me trying to figure out what it is, what I want to accomplish with this YouTube channel, and what it is that I want to do. And it really is, honestly, everything that I'm saying in this video. I want to display to you guys, and I would find that really nice, perfect, if you can even say perfect, balance between being very competitive, and taking the game seriously while also still having fun and not being an awful person. Yeah, so I mean that's kind of the direction we want to go here with this channel. I want to show that, and then I just want to share my experience. I want to say, hey, like, it's been 3 years since I played this game. I'm just now coming back. This is what I think about stuff. This is what I am seeing. This is, you know, this is how it used to be. You know, this is completely different. My heavy just ran out of ammo. Like, that's awesome, great, fantastic, great. And now he's running away from me. So yeah, you know, and it's like things like that they'll frustrate me a lot. And then, you know, drop the Uber there, and they pretty much win the game off that because my heavy has no ammo. Oh, actually, we take the point here. Yeah, I shouldn't have spoiler alerted you guys so long ago that we lose this round, because this is going for a long time. I forgot how long we held off, and I guess it just goes to show how much of a potential that we had in this game. You know, if we had captured the first point first and been able to hold it, maybe we would have had a better chance. I switched to the crits here, and the reason behind that was just that their medics didn't really seem to be using their Ubers very well. Didn't really seem to be accomplishing a lot, and I had a heavy, and the thought process was just that, you know, I can, if I crits a heavy, the enemy just dies. That gets demonstrated pretty well here. And this is my engineer, by the way, who I yelled at to switch to Pyro, or just to switch to anything, and he ends up switching to Pyro. So, and then he has some weapon equipped, I don't remember which one it is, that doesn't allow him to receive healing very much, I guess, because it was taking forever to heal him. And then he kept moving every time I tried to crossbow him. I felt like he was trolling me, and I would bring out my crossbow, and he would, you know, I'd bring out the crossbow, and then he'd be like, nope, never mind, I'm jumping here, I'm gonna move there. So the guy he got on my nerves the whole game. And that's something that is a behavior that you'll like probably never see from me, is just because of how competitive I end up being. I don't like to troll, I guess. You're either taking the game seriously or you're not. And if you're playing in a competitive game, I feel like you should be trying your best. And at the very worst, you should be trying something that you think is good and going, oh wow, that was awful, that was shit. Like, I'm not gonna do that again. Like, this item obviously, or this loadout, or this hero or character, or whatever the case may be, just isn't good. So, I mean, that's kind of what we're going for and what we want to accomplish here. So we end up losing that round. This is round 2. We got the crits this time, which charges faster than the Uber. Unfortunately, get a Pyro behind us, and this is round 2 basically of us just going for it. There's not really much more that I have to say aside from just lessons that I learned from this game, and it's basically just to keep a level head and not tilt and have a good time, as well as try and be competitive. And like I said, that's what we're really going for with this channel, because it is a fine line. It's a balance, and it's very easy to stray too far one way, and then you just end up being a nasty person to everyone. And it reflects in your videos as well. I think a couple of my previous videos were a little hostile, and they're not really what I'm going for or what I want from this channel. I don't want people to feel uncomfortable. I want people to laugh and learn things and go wow, that looks like it's fun, and try and share the fun that I have being competitive. That's what I really want to get out of it. Is I want other people, especially some of the younger people that I know play this game, to go, wow, that was awesome that he played so well, or that he's just destroying people. And I want other people to go wow, I want to play like that too, and see if maybe we could even make this a sizable competitive game. If you watch players like Banny, or you watch actual good players, even a lot of Star's old stuff, which was the big YouTuber before we all kind of left and stopped playing TF2, because I was along with him. He was just good. He was just a very, very good player. We overextend here pretty bad. Me and the Heavy were both just excited that we had killed the medic and the pocket, and we just kind of ran at them, and we ended up getting flanked. Whereas if we had backed up, we would have ran into them, and we probably just would have eaten them alive with crit Heavy, and it would have been a pretty good game there. I think I'm going to cut the video kind of short now, or maybe I'll just let it run for the next round, because we end up winning this one, and the next one is an interesting game, but I'll let you I'm not going to spoil it, and I'll just let you see that one for yourself. I don't really have any more to say for this, aside from lessons learned, is just this channel is going to take a different direction, and I hope that if you are still listening or you're still watching, that you'll have fun with it and explore it with me and enjoy. There's going to be a lot of good things coming up, I think. Today has been a good day, and I've learned a lot this past week of making videos. I've been pumping out 2 a day. I don't want to say that that's going to drop to 1, because I want to keep doing 2, but right now it's a quantity over quality, but I think I know what I want my quality to be, so it might jump back a little bit. We might be looking at 1 a day. I'm definitely going to keep playing a lot of competitive. I'm going to keep trying stuff out. I want to remember, because all the weapons have changed as well. A lot of them like have different properties and different abilities and stats and things like that. And I really want to see like what's good and what isn't, and see if some old things are viable. I noticed that there's a lot more that players are a lot better than they were when I played. I think there's fewer players, but the players that still play are much better. It used to be very rare that you would see people running around like doing cool things on their own, I guess. Trying new loadouts like Phlogistinator, Pyro, and doing a lot of the weird stuff that we saw Star doing, because Star was kind of that person that like made all of that be a thing, I guess. But people didn't really do it. There was only a couple of us that ever actually played like that, or like played different things. It was very rare. You jump into a game and there would be maybe one person on each side, or just a couple people, and then aside from that, it was just everyone was just playing, heavy, just like normal heavy, or playing pyro or scouts or just engineers everywhere kind of thing. And I mean, I guess you could make an argument and say that it is kind of the same. You see a lot of engineers, you see a lot of pyros, you see a lot of kind of that same thing. But like, for example, yesterday I was trying out Phlogistinator Pyro again, and a guy on the other team switched to Phlogistinator, and then a guy on my team did too, just because I assumed that was why they were doing it. And it might not have been just because of me, but it was just one of those things where it felt like somebody saw me using it and was like, oh, that's pretty cool, like, I'll try that. People adjust faster. People are, I think, generally better at the game than they were back when I used to play. And that kind of excites me. I think that's really interesting. I don't know if that's just because of the game and how it's developed, and it's just how much older it is, or if it's like some of the changes they made, like adding competitive to normal. Because this is a pretty cool atmosphere. I do like how it does feel like a lot of the time people are at least like trying their best. Whether or not they're doing the best thing is another matter, but and then there's like moments like this. This is the kind of stuff that I absolutely love. Like when I'm watching like the product of like me picking crits and like my decisions in a game just winning us the game flat out. That's what I find really, really cool. So anyway, stay tuned for more. I think I'm like rank 2 now. I show it here, and I show like how much healing I have in this one, and then I show that I'm rank 2. But I didn't say at the beginning of the video, my name's Rifter. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. There'll probably be 2 tomorrow for sure. I'll try and release one like right after work, so around 5 or 6, and then one before I go to bed, so it'll probably be 11 or 12. But peace out, guys.